You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for you to align with your highest and your best self. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and I am a manifestation master. I'm a manifestation author, a coach, a professional podcaster, speaker, and now YouTube content creator. So if this is your very first time tuning into the frequency of this divine abundance called Manifesting Miracles, well, my friend, your angels and your guides are absolutely pushing you and steering you into the direction of your divine abundance. And they said, we are sick and tired of you not believing that you can receive everything that you want. Everything that you want, you are capable of receiving. And one of the biggest hangups that people have in this reality and in this timeline is on the subject of M-O-N-E-Y, money, 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 money. And if you have listened, and this is officially my 200th episode! Woo! Yes! We are celebrating today by talking about something I don't talk about, and that's how to manifest money. And the reason that I don't discuss this on a podcast is because so many people get the intention of manifesting money convoluted in their reality, and then they try it, they don't get it, and they give up on manifesting. Instead, I want you to become a vibrational match to a reality where the money meets you before you even think it. The money is finding you. You're a vibrational match to it. And so I believe that this takes a very deep dive. But my podcast producer said, what's the one subject that when you coach that really transforms people's lives? And there was 3 subjects. But what is the one subject that everybody wants to know on and you never talk about? Well, I had to say money. Because I used to be the opposite of a money magnet. I used to be a hustle money magnet. I used to be a fear money magnet. I used to be a low vibrational money magnet. Now, did I have success? Absolutely. I'm a very successful entrepreneur. And my mind is ever expanding and creative. And so therefore, it works perfectly to be an entrepreneur because in my reality, a clever, connected, and creative individual would be able to master money and bring it in without understanding the energy of it. And so I would hustle and push and force and dissolve relationships in the way that I feel about people over the stupidest thing in the world and the thing that there's more of than water, money. Money, money, money. But so many people lead their lives in pursuit of something that they are always chasing. Well, at a certain point in time, you're going to have to let the universe become your best friend and an unlimited ATM for you to go and withdraw from. You don't have to chase down an ATM. You just drive right up, pull the money out. So in order for us to master money, and since this is my 200th episode, first I want to say thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Next, I love you. on episode 1, I talked about how, and sometimes I laugh when I'm nervous, how I tried to unalive myself. And here we are, 199 episodes later. Over 200,000 of you have checked out this vibration. You have sent it to your mom, your children, your uncles, your aunts. You've shared it on your social media, which it's like an orgasm for me. I'll just be honest. Every time I see them tagged on a LinkedIn, or I'm tagged on a Pinterest, or they've duetted my TikTok, or somebody on Instagram shares my post, I literally have like a little energetic orgasm. You made me come, baby. Because I really and truly want everybody to move out of that low vibrational state, raise the vibration of the planet, and make things more tangible, more real. I want them to appear in your reality the way that they appear in mine. And I'm tired. I'm not gatekeeping, but I wanted to go over maybe 5 points, if you'll allow, on how you can better be in alignment for the vibration of this divine abundance that you are worthy of having. So if you're listening to from one of the 64 countries around the world, these principles all act the same. Energy is energy, and everything is energy. And so whether you have recommended this to people, you've shared it on your social media, you've gone into iTunes, and I cannot say this enough, it is vital. It is vital that the cost of listening to this podcast is simply scrolling down on iTunes, finding where it says reviews, tapping those 5 stars, and talking about the success you've had by listening to this podcast, or how it makes you feel. There are lots of podcasts out there. Now, from episode 1 to 199 other episodes, this particular podcast, the one that you're tuned into, the Magic of Manifesting Money episode, my 200th glorious episode, is all a reality for me because I'm a vibrational match to you. And I pray every single day that your angels and your higher self and your higher guides and your divine alignment brings you here. Because if you listen every single day and you start to take notes and you go to my show notes and you look at these and you start using these practices into play, your life has already changed. So as this is my anniversary 200th episode, baby, we are gonna talk about the magic of manifesting money, baby, because you're gonna master money and you are gonna be a vibrational match to the things that you want, because I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. So let's get started. All right. Now, please go write the review. Please share this link right there in the notes. You just see the 3 buttons, share it. And if you're watching on YouTube, please comment on these videos to help me reach more people on YouTube as well. So you can watch me online. You can listen to me on any format, and you can go to my website and read one of my phenomenal blogs. I have so many blogs that teach you everything, and it will also help you get into a higher vibrational point of attraction. All right. So let's start with the very first principle that I want to teach and communicate to you. All of the money energy that you want already exists. Principle number 1. Once we conceive that we want this thing, the law of attraction dictates that it must be created. This is a fact. So once you conceive it, it's already created. Once you conceive it, it's already created. Once you conceive it, it's already created. You just need to allow the vibration to become one with you in this reality. So all of the money and energy that you want already exists. And once we conceive it, the law of attraction dictates that you will then become a vibrational match to this. So this is the very first principle that I think is important to understand. Energy is matter, and they are made up of the same exact thing. Energy is matter, so money is matter. And when your energy matches the frequency that then translates into a vibrational match, well, then you become a vibrational match to what it is that you desire most. So when you conceive that you will receive this, the universe is doing everything it can to get it to you in this dimension. And you're going to have to allow the universe to bring it to you, okay? So what you conceive, you will receive, because like everything else, the universe is always working on some sort of master plan to align us with that vibration and that frequency to then be a vibrational match to it. So all the money is energy, and energy and matter are the same thing. So when that energy is created, it's on its way. And so you're going to have to get out of your mental constraints of why you believe this. But let's get into the next concept that I think so many people really get wrong. And it's not because, how can I put this? You are never, ever separate from that desire. You are not separate from that matter, and you are not separate from that energy. You are not separate from money. You are the universe experiencing itself. So it's an illusion. It's an illusion that it is not here. And you're not separate from anything. You're a vibrational, energetic being, all right? And so when you see that concept of money and matter are the same, then you understand that everything is energy. And then you understand that when you think about it, it becomes a frequency, and then the vibration appears in that reality, the illusion ceases to exist. It ceased to exist. And the second that you conceive it, the universe is trying to find every single way for it to come to you. So as soon as you start to say, I'm going to XYZ, I'm going to have this is going to happen to me, that's exactly how it happens. The universe conspires in every way possible to make this a reality for you. So I want you to understand that you are not separate from that money. And that first principle is the law of attraction, that once you receive it, you can conceive it. And everything is energy. So the energy of that money, it's an illusion that it's not here. It's right here. It is. And so once you can separate that ideology and you get past those mental blocks and you really start to dig deep, you can either see it as already coming and on its way, or you can see it as something that's out of your reach and hard to get. This was the biggest thing for me. Although I'm very creative and I'm very good at understanding how to manifest. I'm a master at it. I teach it. I speak on it. I write on it. I get interviewed on it. That this illusion that you're separate, it's just not true. And it's the law of abundance and the law of creation and the law of attraction that people are like myself and many, many, many before me are trying to teach all of us, that this game, it's rigged. It's rigged from the beginning because our education system, the way that we value humans and life, is all based on a system of unworthiness, on a system of lack, on a system of fear. So you start to idolize something instead of just being a vibrational match to it. It's like if you idolized your mom's love but your mom already loved you, but then you worked so hard to earn her love. She was born loving you. Now, maybe you have a bad relationship with your mother, so this is a bad scenario. So let's use dogs or pets. That would be like you were trying to manifest your dog loving you. If you've ever met a dog, they instantly love you. What's dog backwards? D-O-G and G-O-D. And so this unconditional love, it has no limits. It has no limits, and neither do you. So if you are to try to work so hard to get your dog's love, what are you doing? You're eluding yourself to believe that the dog doesn't already love you, that the cat doesn't already love you, that the animals, they're conceived and created in a vibrational match to itself. A dog never wakes up and thinks it wants to be a cat. A cat never wakes up and says, dang, I wish I was a whale. They're 100% vibrational match to what they are. And so what do? They wag their tails, they jump up and down, they have fun, they enjoy their life, and we dread losing them. Why? Because we truly see ourselves as a love light being in the reflection of that admiration. So it is an illusion that the dog doesn't love you. And it's an illusion that you have to keep giving it biscuits or saying it's a good boy or a good girl or whatever. And so as long as you're participating in that illusion, your dog isn't going to really understand, and neither does money. All right. So I want to help you get past this barrier, the separation, because the way that it is set up, you are set up to believe that money is hard to get, that you have to be extremely highly educated. You have to be born in the right star, under the right sun, under the right moon, under the right family name, under the right whatever. Your Father, the Creator, created you divine and perfect. And so whether you believe or you're led to believe that your sexual orientation, your race, your creed, your ethnicity, what part of the world you're from, that you are not worthy of having the money of energy, because energy and money and matter are all the same components. You're hooked in and synced into a system that is going to fail you. It failed me. So let's go on to the next process as we start to unclench our jaws and drop our shoulders down and feel a little bit more comfortable talking about money. Money was a very difficult subject for me because, like most lottery winners, I was always obsessed with getting the client. Like when I was a publicist, or when I owned my multiple retail stores and all these malls in Dallas, Texas. I had them in North Park Center and Willow Bend and Stonebriar, etc. And then I went on to create a very successful public relations agency, Lamont PR. And all of my wins throughout my life were through the energy of that I wasn't enough. And so I was only a vibrational match to gaining the money, but not actually keeping it. So if I made $10,000, I would lose $10,000, or the $10,000 would now have a new place, right? So I would have a minor car accident, or I would need to pay for inventory, or there would be a tax something that I didn't know about. And so my next live group course is now open for enrollment. So hey, listen, it's called Into the Mystic. It's a powerful 4-week course that teaches you everything. I mean, everything you need to know about manifesting your unlimited abundance. I want you to join me and meet your new tribe of connected, spiritual, and dynamic souls from around the world who are also stepping into their level up season. Now listen, this is the best part. There are only 20 seats. So if you have any doubts, I have answers. Right there in my show notes, just click over. I offer a free call about any of the things that I offer. So let's get out of the doubt and into you changing and revolutioning your life with Into the Mystic. All along, the whole time, as I'm working through this life, thinking of myself as worthless, thinking of myself as unworthy, thinking of myself as unloved, I'm operating in an iOS system of fear. I'm consistently believing that the very first concept of who I was manufactured by somebody who gave me away. Instead of seeing it as that my father knew that he was going to become a raging alcoholic, that he was going to lose our home, he was going to lose his car dealerships, he was going to lose all of his security, that my brothers and my younger sister would be brought up in this terrible environment where they would go from very nice, beautiful, luxurious home and vacations and all this other stuff to living in basically squalor when my father died. And so I couldn't see that reality. I only saw the hurt and the pain, and why was I not good enough to stay with my family? So I was consistently creating out of this broken reality. And in that broken reality, I attracted a bunch of broken souls, friends, my husband, my ex-husband, acquaintances, even the relationships within my family dynamic, I never felt worthy of. Only when I was successful, if I had money, did I feel like I could then talk to them or be around them. And I learned this concept from my father as well. My father was married before my mother, and he had 3 children with a woman, his wife. And when he met my mother, he was still married to her. And my mother learned English on Sesame Street, became a very successful entrepreneur. She believed she was always worthy of money. She always created it. She was like this supernova of success. But my father was not. And he really feared money. Although he had really great education and he had an incredible upbringing at the highest Ivy League level educations that you can conceive of, he was always a vibrational match to being broke. And when my mom found out that he was married, she instantly broke up with him. They separated for a year. He got divorced, left his wife and those 3 children to marry my mother. And then when we were growing up, my stepbrothers, and never met my stepsister until after my father died, or had a relationship with her. I hadn't met her. I had met her, but I didn't have a relationship with her. But when my dad was doing really well financially, the stepbrothers and sisters would be around. Not because they wanted to only be around when we had money. It's because my dad associated being able to spend money as love. And this is something that I have done too. And so my love language is like, let me buy you everything. Let me spoil you. Let me pamper you. Let me take care of you. Kind of like I do here. And in exchange, I want your attention and your time. And so when I saw that on a subconscious level, I thought I couldn't have healthy relationships within my family dynamic until I was somebody who was on the news or had multiple stores and owned a home and was successful and married and all those kinds of things. So my self-concept around money was really, really, really rooted in fear. And I'm sure a lot of you have the same ideology, whether your parents said that it was something was too expensive, or that was too expensive, or we can't afford it, and then they did something for your sibling and you didn't get that same preferential treatment. You might be in that hustler grind, I'm not worthy, I gotta prove this energy. So let's get into the next concept, which kind of leads into this. It's like the energy of consciousness. And this energy of consciousness requires that you understand that time is an illusion. So many people think that they're running out of time to make that money happen. Whether you're 15, 50, or 80, time is an illusion. So when you see it as running out, then that fear, that scarcity, that lack, well, it comes shoving right back into you saying, there's not enough time, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, it's not going to happen, etc., etc. So the energy of consciousness, that time does not exist. When you think you're running out of time, it's this fear and this, it's when you're living in that history, that you're creating the history over and over and over. Win and lose, win and lose, win and lose. Time's running out. I don't have what it takes. Whatever it is. This is just an illusion. The energy of consciousness means that your energy is conscious. And that consciousness means that you have all the time in the world. And in this moment in time, you're okay. You're okay. You're listening to a podcast. That means that you have electricity, you have a way to receive the podcast, and maybe you're watching this on YouTube, so you have an electronic device, whatever it is. This means that the history is what's creating over and over again, not the consciousness of the energy of the matter that is money. So that mental block, it will appear over and over and over and over and over and over again until you disconnect from the reality that time exists. It's an illusion. You want to know who created time? The first time that they can recall seeing a physical work week was from J.D. Rockefeller. Why? Because he wanted to create a workforce. Him and his other billionaire buddies needed workers, right? And so those workers had to come in and create during a certain time. Google it. Go look it up. See who created the education system. The education system was also created by people who wanted to indoctrinate us into a reality of lack and fear. The energy of consciousness means that you are consciously aware that time is an illusion, energy and matter are the same thing. So when that energy comes into your reality, it shows up as a vibrational match in a physical form. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people have this idea or this block of is that it is wrong to have wealth. It is wrong to have wealth. And this was something that I think a lot of people see as like rich people are all greedy and they do bad things with their money. But energy has to flow. And where your attention goes, so does the energy. So it is this concept of it's bad to have wealth, but money is energy. And if you start to understand and really hunker in that that too is not a way to produce money in your reality, then you're going to start flowing. The money will come and the money will go, and the money will come and the money will go. Somehow it always works out. So the more that you invest in yourself financially, which I'm going to just plug myself right here. I want you to go in and look at my services, whether it's a $50 digital course, an hourly or a 2-hour call, a 6 weeks program, or a 4 to 6 weeks program. The more that you invest in yourself, the more that you're telling the universe that I'm a vibrational match to the flow of energy. So one of my students was doing an in-person training session, which I offer at a local hotel. It's a 5-star hotel because your girl's a little bougie. I'm just going to be honest. And so this particular person came down and studied with me. And one of the things that I noticed the most was in person, they were a lot different than they were when I would ask them questions about vibrating in the essence of money. So I said, okay, I'm going to show you how my conscious creative energy flows, and flows. So I said, pick something. Thanks, Wayne. My dog's over here shaking his collar. So I said I do manifestation. I can get you certified as a manifestation coach. So that's what that program is, if I didn't explain that enough. So one of the things that I said to her in this in-person exercise, I said, all right, your energy is so off. You're so blocked. Let's just do it. Pick something you want to do today. And she was like, what? I said, pick something. I'm going to pay for it. She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, not lunch. I mean, let's go rent a helicopter for an hour. Let's go rent some jet skis. She goes, could we rent a boat and go a dolphin watching? I said, that sounds great. So we looked up St. Pete dolphin watching, and I hired a private captain to take us out on a private boat. Okay. And the total with tip was, I think, $300 for 2 hours. So I said, just forget about learning, forget about everything. Let's just have some fun. So we go out, we get to the pier, and the captain is so excited. He's like, it's just you two ladies? And I said, yes. I said, we want to go see dolphins. And he had made us this beautiful charcuterie board. And it was so cute. And it was so sweet. And he told us all about the area and where the waters were in the history. And sure enough, within 15 minutes, we were upon pod after pod after pod of beautiful dolphins. And if you don't know, if you read the Bible or if you're spiritual, and that's nature, if your consciousness allows that vibration, in that reality, dolphins represent Jesus the Christ. So, of course, the dolphins led me here. And this podcast is my love letter to God. And on this 200th episode, whether you call God Allah, whether you call it Jeshua, whether you call it Mother Nature, Gaia, I just want to vibrational say, I love God. He, they, them, she, more than likely, has allowed me to go through so many vibrational timelines to end up where I am now. I know that the only thing that I need to do is teach this. And I am humbled every single day by your reviews, by your communication, by sharing, by talking about this podcast, by telling your aunts, your uncles, your coworkers, and everybody. I am trying to complete this podcast without crying. And I'm getting worked up because my relationship with the Creator was one of hate and fear. Because if a God that is divine and loving would murder or take my mother from me, not murder her, take my mother from me, rip me from my family, where I would be sexually, physically, and emotionally abused for 7 years, and then partner me with somebody who would soon do the same, then God was evil. And I was going to outsmart the evil by working so hard and hustling so hard that I would beat him. But the truth is that he always loved me. And the truth is that those funnels, those times, those portals, those experiences, they were the key to unlocking this higher timeline. And so I'm now here telling you that I love God. And that the divine energy that this is doesn't see you the way that you see you. It sees you the way your dog sees you. It sees you the way that your cat, that your children, that a little infant baby sees you. Perfect, worthy, and divine. And so on this 200th episode, I just want to invite you to open up some version of that for yourself. I'm not asking you to be a religion I don't believe in religion. I believe in connection. And I'm connected to you. And I want you to be connected to your source. I want you to see your life as limitless. And if there's something that I can teach you, or something that I can say, or something that I can do, I will do it. Because I want you to raise the vibration of your life so you can be a shining example to everybody around you that everything can and is and will work out for you. So, let's get into the last and final point before I mess up this beautiful makeup that my wonderful makeup artist Liz made for me. And if you need a makeup artist, you should fly her anywhere in the world to do your makeup. I'm telling you, she is the bomb. All right. So the last point that I'm going to make so I can wrap this up. I don't mean to take too much of your time up. I'm just trying to help you manifest your miracles. Is that inspiration always beats perspiration. All right. Inspiration always beats perspiration. Inspiration beats perspiration and planning. Why? Why would I say that? Excuse me. Inspiration is divine order and divine action. Perspiration and planning, well, that's conscious creating. That's limited, fear-based creating, right? Because it's a conscious creation, which is hustle and fear, as opposed to attraction, vibration, and allowance. Now, this doesn't mean that you can just sit on your couch, pop bonbons in your mouth, and say, oh, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be rich. Ding, 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 ding. No, that is not what we're talking about, my love. When you take divine action prompted by divine inspiration, it's alignment. It's alignment. And you take that action based off of your meditation, off of your angels, off of your scripting, off of the vibration that you're feeling. You will be inspired to go to Starbucks, and then you're going to go to Starbs, and then you get there and the person behind you is the one contact that you needed to get into that bigger opportunity to manifest more money. So, or an opportunity or whatever it is to grow this new thing that you're creating. And I promise you that if you can get through all of these steps, and these are just 5 of the 50 that I teach in my courses. We spend a whole week all day long on practices and principles that go way deeper and more intuitive to help you flip that switch on in any dark room that you're in. I had in my last class, one of my attendees, and it made me cry my eyes out. So I'm trying not to tell her story in a fear-based reality, but it really shocked me. So this beautiful divine light being, it's the last day of class, in our last class, and she said, everybody, I want everybody to tell me what you've manifested, how you felt. Was the hype worth it? Do I need to add more stuff in? You can be anonymous. You don't have to tell me, you can be honest. It's okay. Now after working with me every single day for the last several weeks that I take constructive criticism. And she says, I'd like to say something. And I said, yeah, baby, what is it? And she said, I'd been listening to the podcast for months, in the morning and at night, on the way to work, on the way home, when I was walking, when I was ironing, when I was washing dishes. I was sitting there listening to another episode and another episode and another episode. I went in and wrote you a 5-star review. I went to your website and wrote a review as well. And I said, okay, I'm going to take this next course. And I was like, great. And she said, and then we met on Zoom, and you were 10 times better than you were on the podcast. It was unbelievable to me. And I'm like, in front of everybody in the class, and I'm getting more and more uncomfortable because I'm good at giving money. I'm good at giving love. I'm working on receiving love. That's where I'm lacking right now. not lacking, but it's a harder connection for me for you to love me. It's a lot easier for me to love you, but I'm working on it. And this beautiful mom, hardworking girl who had overcome an addiction. She had grown up in a very challenging mother-daughter relationship, full of also addiction. And she said, when I signed up for this class, I had $200 in the bank account, and the deposit for this class is $150. You could have heard a pin drop. I had to fight back my tears. And I held it together and I said, okay. She said, since taking this class, I've gotten a $3,000 bonus. I got a $1,000 bonus. I manifested a whole ass vacation with my daughter to Disneyland. I manifested a gas card. I manifested my dream neighborhood. She was living in a terrible neighborhood with her daughter, and she wanted a better school system, and she wanted more opportunities, but she never saw it before she took the class. And at the end of our live group class, she was living in the dream school district with a beautiful, brand new, no one's ever lived in this apartment before. Beautiful, clean, perfect, not that old junky place. See, she jumped her timeline because within the classes, she realized where her fears, where her lack, where her history was, and she turned that into her abundance, her divinity, and her consciousness. And she's now enrolled in my next class. When you understand that money flows, and when you spend it, it comes right back to you. Your angels and your guides want to show off. They love it. They want all the likes, okay? They want 1 million followers, meaning 1 million vibrations from you saying, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. And she is really a powerful creator who thought she was just barely surviving. And now she's on a stratosphere, and I can't wait to see how high she flies. But she wasn't the only one. Every single person who takes my class cries when it's over. They don't want me to close the group chat up. They want to take another one and take another one, because they finally got the concept that to manifest money like a master, you have to be the magic. And magic only occurs for those who seek it. So on that note, I'm going to end the only really in-depth podcast that I've done, revealing and not gatekeeping some of the practices that I teach. But I want you to understand that you are already worthy of this. And the universe is just waiting for you to co-sign on the fact that you are a vibrational match to those and the things and the people and the opportunities that you seek most. All right, let's wrap it up so I can wipe my nose and blow my nose, because you are worthy and capable of so much, my love. I want you to train yourself to believe in a higher consciousness. I want you to train yourself to believe in your own magic. You are the magic. You're the secret sauce. I'm just the guide that helps you flesh it out so that you can see exactly who you've always been, my love. I'm the good witch. And I'm here as Glinda from The Wizard of Oz to say that you've always had it. You've always had it. You've always had it. And I want to invite you to go in and listen to another episode and another episode. But most importantly, I want you to get enrolled in something and watch that energy of money flow in and flow out. There's no lack. There's no lack. You will prove to yourself that the universe is the magical thing that I talk about on this podcast. I love you, my love. I love you. I love you. I love you. And everything is working out for you. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont. Producers, cue that music. And I will see you on the flip side. But hold on, I got one more thing to say after the music. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you. And it's now time for you to win, win, win! Yes! Yes!